Welcome to Formula World. I'm your host Dylan Shelley, and here's what's on this episode. First up on Formula World, Vettel open to leaving Ferrari. Ferrari driver Sebastian Vettel had a rough 2019 where he was beaten in the championship standings by a much younger teammate for the second time in the hybrid era. As such, the possibility of him re-signing with Ferrari has been called into question multiple times. Some people have defended Vettel though by saying that Ferrari has always come up short when it comes to providing him with a championship-worthy car. Vettel has now revealed his thoughts on his future plans. I had a little bit of time in the winter and I used it to make up my mind that I definitely want it to continue in F1 and that I still enjoy it. And when asked if it was an option to leave Ferrari, he would go on to admit that he is open to moving elsewhere and cited 7-time champion Michael Schumacher who did something similar. It is an option. I think there is even an example of a German who went somewhere else after Ferrari, if I remember correctly. Ferrari are also keen to come to a decision soon, and team principal Mattia Binotto said, "We have started to discuss it with Seb. They are preliminary talks, but soon we will get to the point where we evaluate what is best for both of us. I believe and hope that an agreement can be reached quickly." Haas could quit F1 after 2020. Haas, which is the youngest team on the grid, could also be the next to quit the sport altogether. F1 fans were impressed with how Haas managed to be competitive from the beginning thanks to a unique deal with Ferrari. However, their level of success has deteriorated somewhat over the last couple of seasons, and the team's owner Gene Haas does not see much business sense in continuing in a middling position. I'm just kind of waiting to see how this season starts off, but if we have another bad year, then it would not be that favourable. He explained how the first 5 years in the sport can be seen as a test. We did 5 years. That was really the test. We're going to do this for 5 years and see how it goes and evaluate it, and then we'll decide whether to go forward. I'm not saying we won't be back, it has to be evaluated. To do it for another 5 years though, that would be a big commitment. Red Bull future hinges on Max and Honda. Unlike the other big budget teams, Red Bull is not a car manufacturer and uses the sport to advertise its energy drink. Team principal Christian Horner elaborated on this by saying, "The reality is, Red Bull make an energy drink worldwide. Formula One is a platform to promote and advertise it." Having Max Verstappen as their driver plays a big role in this, as he is considered to be one of the most exciting and one of the most marketable talents the sport has to offer. Horner further revealed just how big of a role the success of their relationship with Honda and subsequently keeping Max around will play in their future in F1. If this new relationship with Honda doesn't work, if we lose Max Verstappen, then you'd have to question Red Bull's long-term commitment to Formula One. Fast feed. Alfa Romeo driver Kimi Raikkonen is pleased to have a reliable car for 2020. Ferrari and the FIA reached a confidential settlement with regards to their 2019 engine, and the other teams have strongly objected to it and have threatened to bring an action before the FIA and the competent courts as a part of a fair trial. Haas team principal Gunther Steiner has confirmed that the team is a lot more careful when it comes to sponsorship deals now after the Rich Energy saga. Mercedes' Lewis Hamilton considers the team's improved performance the logical continuation of last year. Toto Wolff, the team boss of Mercedes, wants his team to be an example of fast and open innovations for a sustainable future. McLaren's Lando Norris is very happy with things and the progress his team made during the second test. Formula One motorsport director Ross Brawn is of the opinion that if a team is prevented from going to a race because of a decision of the country, then it's difficult to have a fair competition. Red Bull team principal Christian Horner considers it foolish to underestimate Ferrari going into Melbourne. Racing Point technical director Andrew Green feels that the teams complaining about his team's improvements are doing so as they haven't stepped up to the plate like they should have. Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel feels that Mercedes is at the top as they are fairly quick with ease. Williams deputy team principal Claire Williams wants the FIA to react to the latest events surrounding coronavirus at lightning speed. She also does not want to give her team too many compliments regarding the team's performance improvements compared to last year. Alfa Romeo test driver Robert Kubica blames his poorly performing Williams for hindering his career, as he believes he may otherwise be preparing to race in Australia right about now. And Williams reserve driver Jack Aitken will take part in the Australian Grand Prix S5000 support race alongside former F1 drivers Rubens Barrichello and Giancarlo Fisichella. If one or more teams can't compete in a race weekend, should the race still go ahead? Be sure to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula One.